Hey YouTubers. Well, it's been raining for 4 days. Been down in the low 40s at night. And we finally got a break in the weather. So I decided that we'd been chasing redfish pretty heavy and the weather wasn't really conducive to red fishing. So I thought we'd go looking for some trout. And so we're going to run out here and see if we can find a trout or two. I figured I knew where to find some. Wasn't sure how they were going to act with the high pressure and the it being that cold and then the rain too. But I figured they were going to be on the sand, and sure enough, that's where they were. They were kind of not wanting to hit real good. They were a little bit, I don't know, sluggish. They were pretty cool. Water temperature had dropped quite a bit. But I was working it pretty slow over the sand. And if you look in front of the boat there, you can see that there's grass on either side of that particular spot right there. And these fish, it's not much deeper there, but there's just no grass. And for some reason, on these days like this, they like to get in that sand. I was having to work it pretty slow, close to the bottom, but I mean, they're decent. They're not, they ain't no monsters, but they were frisky enough to bite a little bit. They just didn't want anything that was moving real fast. So we were jigging them with our favorite lure, the green and white cocoa. And it's hard for them to turn it down if you bounce it right in front of one of them. Yeah, this is a redfish. I drifted over some really big redfish, and they were buried up in the grass like they do when the pressure gets high, and you wouldn't see them till you drifted right up on top of them, and then they'd blow up out of there and leave what we call a mud boil over here, and that one there wasn't much to write home about. But it warmed up enough. I started pitching a suspended twitch bait, and finally got one to hit that. But they weren't too crazy about all this stuff. So you kind of had to finesse them a little bit with that jig to really do any good. But we caught a fair number, and they were decent size. If you wanted to keep them, you could have had an easy limit.